Good morning, this is Cindy Bovier, and today I'm going to have a quick tutorial about grease. I've had people ask me about what about greasy clothes and cooking bacon, different things like that. So let's talk about bacon first. Okay, I love bacon, absolutely love bacon, and there are different ways to do bacon that is going to be better for your septic system and for your Norwex cloths. You can do things like use brown paper wrapping that come in your boxes or your paper bags, crinkle them up and then spread them down under there and let that absorb the grease. You could just throw that away. Make sure you're baking on a rack and then let the paper underneath, or parchment paper or something like that underneath. How about sop it up with a bread heel? You can always air fry. Those are different things to do. And then another thing that I have done is then after I cook it, so I bake mine on a rack on a cookie sheet, and so I have the grease underneath that is going into the paper bag, and I throw it out. And if there's anything left, then I can scrape that into my garbage. Some people do save their bacon grease in a jar and then later use it for cooking. I also I have a pan that is just for greasy things like that when I'm going to bake in my oven. Some people then let their bacon drain or have them lay on a cloth or something like that, lay on a counter cloth, something. But I have mine laying on a netted dish towel. And that seems to be, it doesn't clog up the netted dish towels. I should have had mine here, sorry. Netted dish towel isn't going to be soaking up the grease. So the problem with whether you're putting it in soaking it over a Norwex towel of some kind or the netted dishcloths is then you're going to be washing it and the grease goes down your sink. That is not really good if you have a septic, and I do have a septic. So those are some things to consider. So let's talk about, now you've got grease in your clothes, you've got grease in your washer, you've got grease on the floor or oil on the floor in your garage, things like that. Okay, Norwex does have an enzyme that is called degreaser, and you use this diluted. This bottle of 8 fluid ounces can be used to make 5 16-ounce bottles, because this is to be used diluted. So I have it in a spray bottle underneath my sink, and it's great for grease. That's what I use it for. So usually if I have things that do not go into the dishwasher, or that means Rob's going to wash them, but he doesn't always wash right away. So I will use a squirt of this because he is still a user of Dawn. I'm working on it. I am working on it. Okay, so this degreaser, I spray it on, and then by the time it gets to the time when he is using Dawn in order to clean the dishes, then the grease comes out right away, because Dawn has all kinds of fillers and film that is going to be left on your dishes. I don't want that. I would rather do this. Okay, another thing you can use is have something like this in your laundry room, especially if you have a husband or friend, somebody, a child that is really in the grease business. They work on cars or something like that. You can use it as a pre-treat to the stain. Some have even sprayed it on already washed and dried shirt, and there's an oily, greasy stain on it. Mystery stains, that show up. Spray this on there and wash again. So I would spray it, wait 10 minutes, and put it in. It's not something that you spray and just leave. You need to then wash within, like 10 minutes or so. It's also good for glue residue that is left on your clothes. You wash your clothes after wearing that "My Name Is" sticker, and it's hard to get off. This is another thing you can use for that. How about your garage floors that have grease and oil stains? To mix this with, now get this, Ultrazyme, which is our powdered dishwasher detergent. That whole story is for another time. But let me tell you, that mixture is then you let that sit and spray off. And then it's amazing how that gets off. How about your blinds, especially in your bathroom? If you don't have really good air circulation in there, and they don't just get dusty or something, they get that grimy stuff. Again, this is really good. And then I also, when there has been it's the day that Rob changes the oil in the lawnmower and the air blower and all that kind of thing, I put all his dirty laundry in one, and I do actually throw in a splash of this because then it will be diluted because you're in a washing machine. Okay, so those are my ideas about grease. Let me know if you've got any other questions. Thank you so much for tuning in.